Oh my goodness, the finished lure is spinning in the background. This is embarrassing. Fairly substantial announcement coming up. End of this video. Stick around. An intimidating one for me. As you see, I have a microphone. I'm gonna be putting it to use. Yeah, I went the cheap route. If anybody knows anything about this kind of stuff, yeah, okay. It involves live streaming. Boy, am I nervous. Any hoozy. Oh my goodness, I got baits up there too, you can see. You're not supposed to see yet. Good old, original, wooden fishing lure stuff. Kind of stuff I go over in my course, Fish With Your Masterpiece. My favorite kind of stuff to make. So once in a while, I do one of these videos where I just make my favorite kind of stuff to make, and here it is. Enjoy the build, fellas. Here's a couple of strangely shaped crankbaits. Let's do up a couple of spiffy big cranks. Out of the best wood in the world, Tupelo. That one's got like the flash and flare. And this one's just down for business right here. That's my emotional interpretation of those lure template shapes. Lure templates available on the Fish With Your Masterpiece lure making course, link down below. Lots of you were concerned with my health in the last video in regards to dust collection. So let's get some of that going. It's all about that shape. Through the carvings and through the entire build, the paint, exaggerate it with the paint at the end of the build, you know, that's what makes baits look good. Keep the shape of that original profile. Top profile. I didn't collect that dust, whoops. I know comparison can be the death of joy, but this one's substantially thicker than this one, just so you know what's going on. I spent too many years without one of these. I used to think that a little 1-inch belt grinder sander was just not useful enough, or kind of too rink-a-dink for what I do. I was wrong. I barely use this 10-inch disc anymore. I need like a big bait if I'm gonna be using that. I'm gonna cut these lips out real quick since I'm in the midst of cutting things out. Diving lips. Kind of deep diver. These things will probably be medium. It's all my scraps. This stuff is the best fire starter. Oh my goodness. I've been having bonfires like every night with the kids. This is what starts them. It just goes poof. It's like solid paper. I guess that's what wood is, you know. Okay, a little bit of lip stuff. Poke the holes for the wire to come through. You actually drill these, you don't just poke them. Oh boy. Was that on the tip? Ah, that was right on the tip. Shoot. Was that on the tip? Ah. Gotta clean up the edges with a razor before I start sanding everything. This has probably taken an extra 10 minutes per bait of hands-on scrubbing time polishing up a lip. We go through 150, 220, 300, 400. Let's just hit it with 1,000. See if that makes a big difference even. It does. 1,000 is absolute next level. That top one is 1,000, the bottom one's 400. It really does make a big difference. That's probably going to polish up way better too. Dang it. Now I have to go to 1,000 every time I polish because it's that much better. That's pretty much glass. That's spiffy as heck. These things are going to have ridiculously nice lips because I obsessed over the polishing step. It's probably a half hour later by now. Wires in the lip. Chuck it up in a drill. There, nice and close to the lip surface the line tie is. That's like the perfect little package to install into a bait right there. You just have the slot and drill a hole right beneath the slot and then just shove the wire and the slot in. Let's carve. Very shallow eye sockets. Barely went in there with it because the tab of the lip is going to go through between the eye sockets. And if I drill in too far, we're gonna blow through. We don't wanna blow through. Nope. Leave a little bit of headspace. Sometimes I switch to this sanding block. It's got a rounded edge on some concave surfaces. It kind of digs into those just a bit. Go a little diagonal with it. Ooh, hot bit. We're chopping it away. A little bit of lip slotted, getting that established. It's a pretty deep slot we have to work our way down to. That's where this twist wire goes in. Look how clean that lip looks. Oh my goodness. This is exciting. Are you excited? I'm excited. Clean lips get me excited. Pretty big hole, but this is a pretty thick bait. That should get it sitting right though. I don't think I'm gonna go with a 1/2 inch on this bait. That's getting a little too close to the thickness of the actual bait. 3/8 inch, and we can Dremel it out from there. It's another deep one. Thank goodness for this bit. This ridiculous, like what the heck even is that? Bunch of spikes coming off of a ball. Having a ridge like that inside of the lead hole really locks the lead in. Sometimes you'll get baits where that lead's trying to pop out, but not on baits like this. And gee, what do you know, the lead's not hot. Eat up, fellas. I left my spoon in the lead pot a little too long, pulled it out, and this wouldn't come off. A little drippy today. I'd appreciate a bit more flow than that, because this is going to take a little while. Is it slowing down? Okay, I gotta clean that out for the next bait. That was a lead, I didn't fart. Okay. That's better. Okay. I put some clear UV resin down first. Just wanted to make sure it like set all the way down against the lead, you know. But when there's microspheres in it, it's easier to sand down and smooth off, so that's why I put this stuff over it. You just gotta get those perfectly smoothed off. Glue in the lips, glue in the hardware, seal the wood. Maybe we can go test these after that tomorrow. Oh, nice boots. They're ready to be sealed. Smooth as heck. That looks great. The extra polished lip really does it. You gotta give it that really good look over. Did I leave any bristles? You don't want to leave any bristles at this point, because the paint's going over this, but we're good. So these are sealed. The polyurethane takes at least 12 hours to do its thing. And then it's testing time. I should keep this shop clean. We're gonna clean shop for a second. There. As if I didn't even make a bait. Time to get a feel for some actions, starting with this one. The down to business beefy one. It sits flat, but the lip's always in the water as it's just sitting there. That's perfect. That means it's gonna pick up action right away as soon as you start reeling. 100% action city. It's great. Ready for paint, no question. It's gonna be perfect. Next, the thicker yet bougier and more stylized crankbait. Sits the same way. Wowzers. It's a lot more buoyant. It wants to stay on the top harder. Like that's more action than the last one, which keeps it pretty interesting. That's gonna turn out good. I'm gonna add weight to this too. I think that's gonna send it down just a tad, and that's perfect in my mind. Let's paint these things. Starting with white. Gotta open some windows. I'm gonna be running through a lot of colors. It would probably get annoying the amount of times I'd tell you what color I'm using, but I'm gonna try to just show you everything. Storm Wolf, sorry. It's hard to not say the names actually. Toxic Mist, straight down the middle here. Phantasmal Blue. Some lovely variation in the blue across the body. So much blue. Next, bait. Starting with fluorescent yellow on this one. This one's gonna be the flash and flare crazy. Don't know yet, but it's gonna be crazy. That is an intense yellow. Neon yellow, gonna go above that. More. Sweet. Okay, got this little notch. And this stencil goes around these lips perfectly. I can set the stencil down against everything. Kind of grabs onto the lip even. It's really convenient because I can just hold one side and spray. Sweet. Yes, this is scales on a base coat. Very rare. Only the most detailed of paint schemes get such a thing. But it's just going to be one color, kind of lightly over the whole thing. And this is what's going to be under masking fluid. I went heavier towards the belly. I figured it would be good to have some sort of detail on the stuff under the masking fluid and not just a blocked out color, you know? So that should do it. Just a little something something. Here's the other one. Same thing, except I added a little pink. It's feeling expressive. Just exaggerated that little bump down there. Ready for a clear coat. Skeletor. We're gonna do some 8-bit baits powder in the base coats of these beautiful crankbaits. That's looking purpley-ish, bluish, pinkish. Don't really know yet until you start mixing. Forgot to turn on my scale. Whoops. I put a drop in there. 2 drops, I guess. See if the colors come alive. Yeah, I'm seeing a violet and a blue. That's pretty good. That is some natural sheen stuff. Tainted gold. Got some mesh on. Scale reveal. This is just top. I haven't put bottom on yet. It'll have 2 different kinds of scales. Oh, wow, it does look good. Luckily that paint was completely dry because it all just popped right off. Striking. My goodness.
Oh, for sure.
Did you ever visit? That's some good gill structure right there. We did some big scales on the top with this one. We're gonna put a different scale pattern towards the bottom, smaller. There's masking fluid under that. This was the really blue one, if you remember. Went with the window screen mesh. See the orange? I don't know how you couldn't. It does go from orange at the bottom to pearl white. And then the big scales that we did initially. Lovely. Kind of kept it on from here to there. The very bottom section of the bait. Didn't go up here with it. Time to remove the masking. Feel some satisfaction here. Can't even tell where it is. Well, that is visually appealing. Nice. Chose a pretty crazy one for this bait. Groovy. Matches perfect. Just had to, the colors were right. It's not natural at all, but the paint scheme really isn't either. Got Got a zombie pupil on this one. I thought it looked appropriate given the torn out neon stripes on this thing. It's like it tried to be natural for a second and just erupted with like alien slime color explosion. Good stuff. And back there, we got the other one spinning. The darn thing had a big bump on its side and I had to give it another clear coat. It's already become rather difficult to catch a fish. I could drag you guys out there with me and give it way too much effort and not have anything to show for it. Or we could just move on to the next bait and get that going faster than otherwise. You know, I'm feeling move on to the next bait and get that going. That's just the darn tootin' reality of winter, you know? So be it. So big announcement, here it is. Member baiters. You want to be a member baiter? I'm going to be live streaming to my member baiters. Hit the join button. You can only do this on a desktop/laptop. You hit that join button next to the subscribe button. It's right next to it. Takes you to a little page. You hit the join button again. $4.99. There's only one option. You probably have to click like another buy button or something after that. But then you are officially a member of the Member Baiter live streams. Be a member baiter. And I'm going to do weekly live streams. I think I decided on Mondays, Monday night. This channel requires a lot of thinking. A lot of decision making on how I'm going to make things. And then I figured it would be best to have some member baiters be part of the decisions and run polls and do live streams on discussion of what to do. Paint schemes, what to make, how to make them. Like I sit here hours and hours with my little notebook and just draw, erase, draw, erase and stuff. And why not have you member baiters be a part of it? That's my thinking. We're getting this shindig set up. We're almost ready. Be a member baiter. You can have say in the direction I take the builds and enjoy a live stream once a week. And you'll be able to call yourself a member baiter as well. It's going to bolster the creativity of the builds and make them more substantial, I feel. I'll have that accountability pressure of big ideas being implemented. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Thanks for becoming a member baiter. I accidentally just flashed the next build at you like 3 times. Look forward to that. On to the next bait.